What's going on, guys? Rank Up Gaming here, and welcome back to the video. Today I want to talk about something slightly different from what I usually do. Usually it's tips and everything, but this we're going to do something slightly different. If I'm sort of blubbering or not sounding too clear, I'm extremely tired and slightly ill. But hopefully this should last a short while. I still want to get the video for you guys because it was meant to be done last week, but because of the operators, I didn't do it. So of course you've guessed by the title, or you've read the title and gone, well, this is obvious. It's the 1 year anniversary of Star Wars Battlefront, released by EA and of course made by DICE. Now the reason I wanted to do this is because it was a massive game. I played an absolute ton of it, and I really enjoyed it, but it was a hugely controversial game that a lot of people didn't like, and also had a ton of problems that even people who did like the game didn't like certain features. And like I said, the pub anniversary was actually a week ago, on the Thursday 17th. There were different releases, of course. I went off the Thursday 17th one because that's the one where it came out in the UK, I believe, so it made sense to me to do that. And overall, this is more of a, looking back, as in looking back at the game when it came out, as opposed to the exact day. But of course, like I said, I didn't do this video a week ago because of the new operators. Now, mostly when looking back, I want to talk about the features that were in Battlefront that made it into Battlefield 1, and how those actually had an effect on the game. Now, obviously there's things like the amazing sound in Battlefront, the overall design, graphics, game mechanics, game modes, UI elements, weapon mechanics, even things like the AT-ATs, which basically became behemoths, and the hero classes, which became elite classes. There's things like that which entirely changed, and are actually some cool ideas that I'm happy to see in Battlefield 1, and how much they've actually changed to feature Battlefield 1 and actually suit it more. So like I said, obviously the UI has been changed. One problem I always had with Battlefield 3 and kind of Battlefield 4 at the same aspect is the UI, especially in game, the heads-up display wasn't exactly bad, but it wasn't exactly any good. In Battlefield 3 you had the whole thing with the flashing blue icon, the shiny blue lighting, and it kind of got hard to see sometimes, and definitely got in the way. Battlefield 4 didn't have much of a problem, but didn't really look too special. Like, I barely remember what it looks like, and I still remember every aspect about the game. Battlefield 3, it might have sucked, but I definitely remember it, and I thought it was really cool. So obviously for Battlefront, they wanted to make their own one, and obviously included things like a health bar, a arrow when you sprint. Colour scheme's the same. There's a lot of red, gold and white, which just look awesome together, and again that's very prominent in Battlefield 1. Basically all the colours are between that. Of course orange is more featured in Battlefield 1 as well because of fire. There's a blur behind symbols when they appear up as well, and sort of menu designs are very similar. And these are minor things in terms of what the game looks like. But honestly, Battlefield 1 could look a lot different if we didn't have Battlefront. We could have Battlefield 1 looking like an old game, looking like it had a sort of analog ammo count rather than being a sort of digital one. It sort of looks like a clock, like it would kind of be in a way in World War 1. Of course you don't have ammo counters in real life, but that's kind of the style they might have gone for, as opposed to this more clean design which they have in Battlefield 1 right now. And like I said, things like the AT-AT and the way that works converted into behemoths. Obviously they're some differences. They are pretty much the same thing, but obviously on Walker Assault on Battlefront, you actually have the ability where defenders have to operate these bases, arm them, and then they attack and hit the AT-AT, as opposed to operations on Battlefield 1, where it's about the attackers taking over objectives, and if they fail they get behemoth. But the similarities are, of course, there's two bases, there's always a big, super hard to take out sort of vehicle, everything is available, vehicles, battle pickups like heroes, and obviously they're in the elite classes, things like that. And of course the fact that you lose bases, you go further and further back. Of course, one of the main differences is that obviously behemoths come in, after you lose a life. AT-ATs are always there. You can't hurt the AT-ATs until the shield's down, while behemoths you can always do damage to. And of course, you only get one chance in Walker Assault, while in operations you get 3. Now obviously when I mentioned the fact that heroes kind of became the elites, it's not within the sense of they had some ideas to bring across, it's more with the sense of they had this idea for the heroes. You pick up a battle pickup, use it instantly, and you become this class, and then that kind of did evolve into the elite classes in the same way that you can't actually heal as the elite classes and hero classes, rather than being a usual player where you heal naturally. That does not work with the elites and heroes. And then for weapon mechanics, some LMGs in Battlefront 1 overheat, of course, and basically all the guns in Battlefront do the same thing. This isn't like a drastic one where, it's obviously they're meant to happen, but I think it's more of a design test. They thought, okay, if we're going to have this feature in Battlefront 1, which moment we're not tentative about, but definitely thinking about it, if we have this feature in Battlefront 1, let's try it out in Battlefront to see how it works. I imagine that's probably some thought process they went through. But even then, things like the slow rate of fire of some guns, I believe, again, might have been a design test for Battlefield 1. The general design of weapons, the way they look, recoil, things like that, animations, there's a lot of things in Battlefront that they worked on, I think, and then added that into Battlefield 1. And then similarly, they did things with Hardline and Battlefield 4, which they then worked into Battlefront. Other features that were in Hardline then added into Battlefront and then changed to Battlefield 1, things like you have to get to a certain level to buy a gun, and you do that and you go ahead and pay money for it or pay in-game currency for it, and you can use it anytime for any class. In terms of Battlefront, that is, of course, Battlefield 1 is different. You get to the level, you get the gun, you obviously have to pay some money for it, and then you can use it in that one class. At the same time, we do see how some of the same problems that Battlefront had do actually end up passing over into Battlefield 1, which is in some way pretty sad to see. One of the huge complaints about Battlefield 1, especially from myself, now we do actually see how some problems that Battlefront had do actually pass over into Battlefield 1. One of the huge complaints I had for Battlefront was the fact there was barely any content. I played with level 27 and I had every gun in the game. And obviously the DLC came out and gave us more guns, but at the same time they didn't really feel any different, and that kind of passed over into Battlefield 1. There's only 3 SMGs for the Assault class. That's it. There's only, I believe, 3 or 4 LMGs, and again, that's it. And another problem is the fact that you only have to get to about level 25 and you have all of the guns unlocked. And of course with Battlefront or Battlefield 1 then, you only have to get to level 3 in that class and you basically have all the guns except for one. And even then that gun is usually pretty bad unless of course it's the Hell Eagle. And then things like there's a lot of explosive spam in Battlefield 1 or Battlefront. People just randomly throw grenades in somewhere, or throw any type of explosives in somewhere, and it'll cause a massive explosion and get a ton of kills. And that really did pass over to Battlefield 1. There was an absolute ton of grenade spam on basically every single map. So I'm kind of interested they didn't think about changing that at all, or didn't even take notice about changing it. I kind of thought, nah, just leave it as it is, Hey, grenades are more accessible in Battlefield 1. I'm sure it won't become a problem. But overall, like I said, Star Wars Battlefront was a very good, enjoyable game, and as a huge Star Wars fan since I was born, basically, it's amazing to play. It's so much fun. And I just get this really weird feeling playing it. Wow, look at this! This truly is Star Wars. This is amazing. And it's just kind of a shame that it did actually have quite a few flaws. Obviously it was very, very, very lacking in content, despite the fact that it was extremely fun, and mainly it just was not thought out. I believe with this game, DICE sort of came up to it and went, okay, making Star Wars Battlefront, we're going to take ages over this, we're really going to think about what we're doing, and then EA came and went, no, we want money. Money, that's the idea. Sell this game, get us money. And honestly, I hope with Star Wars Battlefront 2, that we do actually see more of a focus on the game itself as opposed to the advertising, the DLC, the polished look. I mean, the game looks great, but don't take graphics in place of gameplay. Regardless, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Star Wars Battlefront is an extremely fun game, and like I said, I cannot wait for Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm definitely going to get it, and hopefully that game is as amazing as the first one, but has more of that amazement. I don't want to end up playing 10 hours and going, I kind of feel like I've done everything in the game now. I want to play at least 150, and then go, I've done everything in the game. But you know what? I played an absolute ton as well. Regardless, hope you guys did enjoy the video. Weapon guide coming tomorrow. Hopefully that'll be a really cool episode. Not sure if we'll be able to use the gun that I want to, but I'll have to wait and see until then. But anyway, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Rank Up Gaming, out.